Despite a 1 point loss about a month ago at Oregon, Ohio State sitting pretty in the college football playoff rankings at number 2. Go to Northwestern. Of course, the Buckeyes a huge favorite in this one, but don't forget a couple years ago with Ohio State as one of the best teams in the country, faced a wind tunnel in Evanston and had to eke out a win in the fourth quarter. We got Steve Merrill on the line from wagertalk.com to help us break it down. Steve, the Buckeyes a big 28.5-point favorite in a game at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, and I think, that's an interesting side note to this because we've talked a lot about over the years, you and I do this game every year, basically, how Northwestern does at times give them difficulty historically. And Ohio State rolled again last week. You do figure they might have a flat spot at some point. The opening line, by the way, was as high as 30.5 in this game. We did see a little sharp money come in on Northwestern. It's down to 28.5. My simulation has Ohio State by 29. So it's pretty much where it should be. I would say if you like Northwestern, you probably grab that 28.5 now because the risk reward is not worth waiting to try to get 29, which is not a key number. But there are some spots itself 29 out there. So not sure you're ever going to get that 28 with Ohio State, especially being a early kickoff at noon Eastern. But it's a weird setting. I think there's some uncertainty with it being Wrigley Field and could be a little bit of a flat spot for Ohio State. But then again, I'm not really in a hurry to get in front of what's a much more explosive team.
Ohio State, of course, with a big matchup against undefeated Indiana coming up in Columbus next week. And then, of course, the rivalry game against Michigan. Steve's complete works at wagertalk.com. Don't forget about college basketball and the NBA in addition to the NFL and, of course, college football. The Under the Radar pick by Steve. It's exclusive to us here at the Voice of College Football, plus 70% against the spread since week 1 of 2022. You get that at patreon.com/Mark Rogers TV or as a premium member on our YouTube channel, the main channel right here at the Voice of College Football. College football is even more exciting with some action on the line. And the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Let's start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread. I've got a 40-year track record. In fact, in 2023, at $100 played per game, you would have netted over $9,300. And guess what? I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill, our ace in the hole, show stopper from Wager Talk. 6 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly Under the Radar pick, which went 21-5 against the spread the last 2 seasons. I repeat, 21-5 against the spread. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Steve Dace and Matt Zemek. Become a YouTube channel member or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2024 a winner now.